Hey, what is up guys? Leigus here, and in this video I'm going to be giving my views on the new Apoqliphoth Killer card that was revealed fairly recently, and it's had a very mixed response as far as what people think of this card and the way that it's going to fit into the coming meta. One thing that I'm going to mention right off the bat is with the new release from Konami on the nomenclature of the Qliphort archetype, they are now going to be called Qliphort cards, and it's so easy to pronounce now, because if you can't say it that way, just call it Qliphort. I mean, close enough, right? In any case, getting into the card itself, Apoqliphoth Killer, level 10, machine type, earth attribute, 3000 attack, 2600 defense. Its effect is, cannot be special summoned. Must first be normal summoned or set by tributing 3 Qliphort monsters. If this card is normal summoned, it is unaffected by spell and trap effects and the activated effects, heavy emphasis on activated, of monsters that have lower original levels or ranks than this card's level. All special summoned monsters on the field lose 500 attack and defense, and once per turn, you can activate this effect. Your opponent sends one monster from their side of the field or in their hand to the graveyard. So, this is very obviously an extremely powerful card. It's going to do a lot for the Qliphort deck in giving it a lot more control power. It doesn't have the same aggressive push of, say, the shell, of being able to attack twice with piercing, but if you put this card on the field, your opponent's going to have a very difficult time getting rid of it. It is not, however, invincible. There are a couple videos that I can link in the description of ways that people are already talking about how to get around this card, and most importantly, the thing that I think people are overlooking is you don't have to let this card hit the field. There are many ways to prevent the Qliphort deck from going off, from getting the stuff that they need to their hand, because everything revolves around Tool. They activate the Summoner's Art. You negate the activation of Summoner's Art. They activate Odd Eyes, MST Odd Eyes, before it's able to be used. They activate Tool himself. MST Tool, send it to the graveyard. If you shut down Tool, you shut down the deck's ability to plus, and you can greatly slow them down. A couple of other ideas that I have had of ways that people will be countering the Apoqliphoth Killer in the coming meta would be Prohibition, or a similar card that negates the use of a specific card when it is named. So, activate it, no Tool. They cannot toolbox, and search the killer into the hand. Now, I'll step off a little bit to the side here and explain that I think that when people are using Killer, this is going to be a card that's run in a deck at 1. If you are winning in the duel, you are going to have Tool face up on the field or in your hand bounced by tramplings, and be able to be recursively searching stuff as you go through aggressive push. And since Killer is a very cost-intensive card in the needing 3 tributes in order to summon, you don't want even 1 killer, let alone say 2, sitting there in your hand when you don't have the tributes available. So, running it at 1 means they're going to have to search the card in order to get it to hand and be able to summon it onto the field. Meaning, if you can stop Tool, you can stop Killer from coming into their hand. Or, if they already have Tool active on the field but they have not yet searched it, activating Prohibition, declare Killer, means they now have to focus all of their resources to getting rid of Prohibition before they can summon Killer. Another method that is very simple, I already mentioned it, is simply MST Tool when it's activated. Gets it off the field, they're unable to search, same thing as I was describing before, no Killer. The final method, which I think is going to be the most effective, because this card is already a staple in side decks across the board in this current meta, and I have a good feeling that this card will be coming into main decks in future formats. The card is Mind Crush. Searching is absolutely everywhere, and you can try to stop them from searching with Ryo, Mistake, etc., but if you can force your opponent to minus by activating Mind Crush once they search the card, Tenki, search your motto, Mind Crush, etc., etc. It's not just Qliphort that this deck will hurt, it's just Qliphort will be the deck that gets shut down by Mind Crush. Activate the Summoner's Art, search the Tool, Mind Crush, send it to graveyard. Activate the Tool, search the killer to hand, Mind Crush, sends it to the graveyard. This is an instant way to prevent the deck from going off, to prevent you from being locked out. You don't have to worry about this card coming to the field if you can prevent it from getting into their hand. That's all that I've got for you guys today. Be sure to give me your feedback in the comments section below, and check out those links that I've sent. There's a lot of other people who have interesting ideas about that. These are my opinions. They don't necessarily reflect those of everyone here at Pointy Star, but I feel like I've done a pretty good analysis of this card, and it's going to change the meta. It's going to be important, but it is not broken. Alright, have a good one, guys. I'll see you later.